Am I the asshole? For leaving the hospital after my sister gave birth and announced the name of her baby? I have been dealing with infertility for 7 years now. My husband and I are prepared for the fact we might never get to have a child together, but it's not easy. We are both currently in individual therapy to help us process all of this and find a way to be at peace regardless of what the future holds for us, but I truly hope we are lucky enough to have a child. My husband and I have baby names picked out. We never talk about them. But we have a little note on our baby name book with our boy and girl name pick. It's in our bedroom. We don't look at it much anymore, but it keeps us hoping, you know. My sister has 5 daughters, and 2 weeks ago she gave birth to her first son. My husband was working, but I was at the hospital with my parents and my sister's ilse waiting for the birth. Once he was born, we were called in to meet my nephew, and my sister told us they'd chosen the name Elio for him. She said the name was originally mine and my husband's top choice, but since we wouldn't be having any kids after all this time, she decided they should use it and not let the name go to waste being kept secret by me. It was then I remember seeing my sister at my room while she was pregnant a few months before. I thought nothing of it at the time but realized she'd been snooping. My parents asked how she could do that without talking to me first. My sister replied that it seemed a shame to waste a perfectly good name if I asked her not to use it. I couldn't handle it and I left. I didn't even say congrats or anything. I left and went home and I cried for a while. The very next day my sister called and asked me why I made it such a big deal. She also decided to drop that she was hurt I never discussed my baby names with her, gatekeeping them, even when I knew I wouldn't have a baby. I asked her how she could go out of her way to take the one name my husband and I had picked. She called me sensitive. I ended the call without another word. My parents checked in on me 2 days after. But since then my parents have said I should let it go and apologize for walking out. My sister also said I made her postpartum time and it was very selfish on my part. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Keeping your preferences secret is not gatekeeping names. The names exist without you, and you don't owe anyone else your ideas. It sounds like she deliberately searched out your preferred name so she could use it to spite you, and rub it in that she can use it while you so far can't. What a malicious way to bring a child into the world. And now of course she makes your provoked reaction about how that hurts her. I don't know how you get past this, with her. Your sister sounds extremely toxic. Not the asshole. It's not gatekeeping if she found the name by being rude and looking through your personal space. I can't help but wonder what the baby's father thinks of the name and if he knew how our sister found the name. I'm not the asshole. Now, this subreddit including yours truly is a big supporter of we don't fucking own names. And that's true, but your sister was acting incredibly out of line here. The snooping, calling you out for not talking about the names ever and choosing the name that she specifically got the idea of from snooping without so much as a conversation is completely unacceptable. Not the asshole. No one owns a name, but your sister did that on purpose. If I were to guess, I bet she has a history of trying to outdo you, outshine you, or just altogether steal your thunder. I truly hope you get to use your chosen name. After all, she doesn't own it either, and many families have multiple members who have the same name. Not the asshole. She snooped, stole your baby name and then said you were gatekeeping it from her? Your sister sucks. Not the asshole. She openly said that she took the name you picked, proving that she snooped in your house. She then rubbed in the fact that you don't have children and acted like you are wrong to even hope. You are not being too sensitive here, your sister is being an AH. By the way, I know someone who's expecting her first baby this month after several rounds of IVF. She's 44. You are still young, so your sister is wrong to assume all hope is lost. If it had been a coincidence then sure, that'd be some bad luck. But she purposefully snooped and chose this name. She's in a hole. It would not have affected you the same if it turned out to be coincidence, I don't think. It would still have stung, but not like the invasion of privacy and cruel words does. Not the arsehole. You do not need to keep the peace. I went into this thinking my vote would not be in your favor because you can't really call dibs on names. But what your sister did was pretty shitty, snooping in your stuff, then using the name you like, and most egregious, rubbing it in your face that you may not be able to have a baby of your own. Has she always been one to try and one-up you? Honestly, I think you should distance yourself from her for your own well-being because she seems pretty toxic. Edited to add, not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. I'm usually of the no one owns a name opinion, but in this specific instance your sister was downright evil in how she treated you. Not the arsehole. I will never understand the idea of owning a name. However, she clearly snooped and made hurtful comments. I get the feeling that she did this on purpose. Not sure of her goal. Your sister didn't take the name because she liked it, she took it to deliberately hurt you. She rubbed your face in your fertility issues and gloated over the name. I really hope this is fake, because I hate to think that someone as horrible as your sister is raising children. For your peace of mind, just go NC with your sister and LC with your parents if they can't see how awful your sister is. You deserve to be surrounded by loving, supportive people, not monsters like your sister. Not the arsehole. I'm normally in the you don't own a name and it's okay for cousins to have the same nape camps, but this was malicious first. She snooped to find out about the name covertly and underhandedly, and then when you dared mention something, she decided to inflict emotional injury by bringing up your fertility issues. No, that is intentional and mean. There is definitely an AH in this story, and it's her, not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. It's not about name. It's about your sis being cruel and rude to tell you in your face you are never having kids and so never using this name. She is heavy AH. I would cut or at least limit any contacts with her. Not the arsehole. I was ready to go the other direction, but this is a name your sister knew only by sneaking around in your house to look at your private journal. I don't know why she would so purposefully hurt you and your husband like this, but it's what she chose to do here. And then to pose herself as victim because you didn't tell her these names, and declare that you will never have children. No. She shouldn't be allowed to get away with any of this. Everyone should stand up for you here. Sorry you had a family member be this ugly to you. I hope you may yet have a child of your own. Not the arsehole. Your sister is selfish and cruel. I also highly doubt that this is the first time she's behaved this way if you really think about it. People like this don't just do something this unethical once. I'm sure there's been other passive-aggressive digs and jealous actions previously. I mean, she essentially admitted to stealing your list of names. It's probably best if you go low contact with her. You don't deserve to be subjected to ours like this. You don't owe anyone an apology. You have a right to feel the way you do. Someone here are probably going to say you can't own a blah blah. Your sister is sinister and just wrong. Not the arsehole. Not the arsehole. What your sister did said was downright monstrous. To say it's fine because you won't have kids is horrible and extraordinarily cruel. I am so sorry that you were put through that. Not the arsehole. She decided to snoop in your bedroom, steal your top baby name, and then rub your infertility in your face at her birth with you're not even gonna have kids and I don't want to let the name go to waste. Like not going to have kids. That's why her stealing the name is so hurtful. It's just gonna be a constant reminder of your own grief around the situation. I'm disgusted by how selfish and mean-spirited your sister is. Not the arsehole. No one owns a name, but your sister is an arsehole for this. She snooped, threw your struggles in your face and then wants an apology? Hell no. I'd go no contact with her and anyone else who supports what she did. That's gross. I'm so sorry, OP.